Good morning. So Jessica here. To be honest, I'm kind of struggling this morning as I'm getting ready to put these videos together. This cup says that this coffee is making me awesome, but I don't think that is necessarily true today. I already spilled a cup all over the place because I brewed it twice. I'm like, where is my head? Anyways, as I'm kind of getting into this, I am just kind of finding myself feeling a little bit over my head. There is so much to learn in terms of trying to do what I am trying to do. I have put myself so far outside of my comfort zone that I don't even think I could find my way back if I wanted to at this point. I've put so much out there, and now I'm really holding myself accountable to all these big dreams that I have. So here we are together today, and my idea for today's segment was to really go into a tutorial of Maxx and each part of Maxx, each section. And the first section in Maxx, which is right here, that is vital in preparing your tool. So this is really something that you'll really only have to get into and do and sit down and really think about one time. It will expand and adapt as you move through your Maxx journals, as mine has. It has changed from journal to journal, just as I've gotten clearer and clearer on my vision for my future. And that will most likely happen to you too. So the very first section that I had to set up and really think about before I could even do anything else was, where am I going? What do I want in my life, for my life, for my future? And I know that those are loaded questions, right? A lot of people start to get shifty when you say, oh, what are your dreams for your future, right? And I've certainly experienced that a lot in my life because I have always been a very ambitious, motivated, some people would use the term overachiever. I don't necessarily like that word because I feel like it has a derogatory connotation behind it. I don't know, that there can be an overachiever. I think you are just an achiever if you like to achieve things. And I am definitely one of those people who has always kind of had a map. It wasn't always clear at times, but I've always been kind of working through using a visual guide map for my life and certain things that I've known that I've always wanted. And so before I even knew how to be intentional and before I knew how to do this, I have always kind of had some kind of predetermined vision for where my life was going. And even when I didn't understand necessarily how to make all of that happen, somehow with that vision that I set when I was about 14 years old, some of those things have come true in my life. And now I've just gotten a lot more educated, and I feel like I'm more comfortable in knowing how to put the pieces and the mechanisms together so that I can achieve anything that I set out to achieve. It's not just a hope anymore, whereas in the past it used to just be like a hope. Now, I do use the terminology, it's a dream, right? And dreams could be considered hopes or wishes, but the way that I'm using it, it's not, right? A hope and a wish is something that you put out there, but you don't have any idea or intention of actively pursuing that thing. You're like, oh, I wish I had $1 million, right? We've said that before. But it's like, okay, well, what are you doing every single day in your life to go get that $1 million, right? That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. So the first section that we're going to go over today is designing your D.F.Is. And so that is a very large section in the Maxx Planner because it is something that once you determine your dreams, which is what the D stands for, your focus, which is what the F stands for, and your indicators, which is what the I stands for. So from here on out, I'm just going to call it D.F.Is, which is a I guess what am I calling it? It's a acronym that I am trademarking, so don't steal it from me. So in determining your dreams, right? So let me back up a little bit here, actually. I initially got the groundwork for this idea, I'm not going to steal anybody else's idea, from Rachel Hollis. So in reading her book, Girl Stop Apologizing, which I would recommend anyone run out and get today, it is amazing. And she really gives a good guideline for sort of how to get into the thinking behind putting your dreams in place. And so it's actually part 2 of the book, and it's behavior 2, choose one dream and go all in. And so I'm going to kind of go into that a little bit more. And actually, I think in the last video I shared that I have expanded upon Rachel Hollis's 10-10-1. That's her trademarked thing, but mine is D.F.Is. And I've taken it even just a little bit step further in terms of really clarifying what it is you're doing and you're working on and where you're going, where you want to go. So that was a really good chapter to listen to, and I kind of listened to it like 2 or 3 times as I sat down and kind of got the nuts and bolts and got my thinking in place to really do some good thinking about what do I really want in the next, if I thought about it, like in the next 10 years of my life. And so I did some brainstorming, which is something I would ask you to do too in terms of where you want to go. And so I got out this little notebook, which I'm showing you guys, and I kind of just like wrote out, I have no lack of dreams, guys. Like, I mean, I could have probably kept going, but you know, this is where I stopped. So as you can see, I had a lot. And then you're like, oh, where do you go from there if you have so many? I kind of broke them down into categories, like health, like over the next 10 years, if I could have any health that I wanted, what would I want my health to be? You know, finances, you know, in the next 10 years, where do I want to be financially in my life? Relationships, right? Relationship with my husband, with my child, with my family, with my friends. What kind of relationships do I want to have? What kind of friendships do I want to have, right? Because there are all kinds of friendships, and not all friendships are created equal. As unfortunately, I think we learn as we get older in life, we kind of learn who's going to be there for you, who's going to stick around, and you know, who's not. And that's okay. That's what happens. You know, for your professional career, work, where do you see yourself going with that? Hobbies, adventure, travel, like what things in your life would you like to make happen over the next 10 years? And so I did 10 in my, because as you can see, I don't have any lack of dreams, but if this is a new concept for you or this feels overwhelming, I encourage people, if you can't see 10, that's okay. Start with 3 or 5. I don't recommend starting with any less than 3. But 3 to 5 is perfectly okay to get started with. So, you know, and as I said before, if you are not already in exceptional health, and I use the word exceptional, I learned from Rachel Hollis that when you're building your dreams, the language that you use to build your dreams matter. And so we'll kind of get into that a little bit more, but I use the term exceptional because I can't think of any better or more positive word when I think of what kind of health that I want to be in. And so if you are not already in exceptional health, and what I mean by that, it is not just your physical form, right? Health breaks down to mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. And if you don't feel healthy in all of those areas, then I'm going to go right ahead and encourage everyone to start in that place. Start with exceptional health. It is the building blocks for designing a good life. you guys. I mean, we can't really do much when we don't feel good mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. So we can kind of go into that a little bit more. But the first one that I put on there, even for myself, and I've been working on this for the last year, is I am in exceptional health. And so after I kind of did my brainstorming, I went through, and as you can see, some of these are highlighted on here. And I highlighted the ones that I thought, okay, these are realistic for me to achieve and pursue over the next 10 years of my life. And so I'm going to really just go in and share. I'm going to be completely transparent in this process and sort of what it's been like for me, and sharing with you guys sort of where I was when I first got started. So some of my dreams have changed in the last few months, and that's just because, you know, I've decided to let certain things go that were once important to me in order to move new things in that have now become more important. And sometimes that's how life goes, right? Like, we're going along and we think we're going the right way, and then all of a sudden we're at a fork in the road, and we're like, oh, we could go this way or we can go this way. And, you know, that's where I was at a couple of times, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't think I'm going this way anymore. I think I want to go this way. And that's what I decided to do. So that's kind of what I mean by things changing. So that's setting your dreams, right? And so I'll just go through and I will share mine with you. So the first one, like I said, is I am in exceptional health. And a little bit after I go through all of them, I'll determine the indicators, which are also very important for that first focus, for that first dream that we're pursuing. The second one is I am a published author. As I think I've shared in previous videos, I am writing a book about this tool and how to use it and how to put all these mechanisms together, and it's in the personal growth and development space. And I think it will be just a great addition to these videos and to help people really get into the mindset behind using the tool. The third one is I'm a highly regarded and sought after therapist. That is my career, that is my profession, and I'm very committed to it. And that is what I want. I own my dream home. Who doesn't want to own their dream home? And, you know, this is one that has changed for me several times in the last, 8 months. And at first I didn't go big enough. And I think, this is a time to dream big, right, guys? Like, dream big. So that's the point of this. We shouldn't be thinking small potatoes here, right? We're going after the big stuff, the stuff that we really, really want. And so I'm going to earn a multi-six-figure income. I am an exceptional CEO at the Maxx Co. The Maxx Co is thriving. I am a highly regarded and sought after speaker, because that is something that I want to do, even though I'm super terrified right now. This is my first sort of, these videos are about as far as I go right now with my speaking career, but it is something that I want to get off the ground. Let's see. I only fly first class. I got that one from Rachel Hollis because I'm like, you know what, that does sound nice. And if I'm speaking and I'm doing all these things and I'm traveling all over the country, first of all, I don't know if you guys know this, but I get really bad motion sickness, and sitting in the back of that plane it's super crowded, I get really sick. So having a little bit more room when I fly would definitely be nice. And I travel to anywhere, anytime I choose with my family. I love to travel, and I would really love to get to a point in my life where I didn't really have to worry or think about or strategize financially how to put a trip together. So that's something that's important to me. So those were my 10 dreams that I thought, okay, well, I can make these things happen over the next 10 years. And I'm currently taking all the action steps to kind of move in that direction. So in the second portion of the D.F.Is is your focus. And that is really easy, guys. It's really just the first dream becomes your focus, right? Because Rachel Hollis in her chapter Behavior 2, Choose One Dream and Go All In, that's kind of the point, that's kind of the idea behind the focus section, which is I am in exceptional health. So right now, a lot of what I'm doing on a daily basis goes all into focusing on my mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health. And so that's really easy. You just write that first dream in there. And then under your indicators, now this one gets a little bit trickier, but like I said, you really only have to do that. You have to do this like mental processing and thinking and planning one time. And it's really the building blocks for making your Maxx tool as, I think, beneficial for you. So the indicators, right? So the indicators are, and it says, I know this because, right? So focus, I am in exceptional health. Indicators, I know this because, I know I'm in exceptional health because and here's, I'm transparent here, I'm going into mine. I weigh 134 pounds and have 24% body fat. I run an average of 15 miles weekly. I have loads of energy. I eat quality, healthy, whole foods to fuel my body. I sleep exceptionally every night, and every is underlined like 4 times. I've been a chronically poor sleeper in my life, and I'm happy to report that using this tool and some of the other things that I've put into place since I've decided to really focus on being in exceptional health, I no longer struggle with sleep. It's pretty amazing. I have a strong positive mindset and confidence in who I am, my relationships with others, and the direction of my life. That's kind of that like mental, emotional, spiritual piece. I have exceptional health habits that support me in being the absolute best is underlined 3 times, version of me possible. I am an exceptional wife to Chris, that's my wonderful husband. I am an exceptional mother to Charlie, my 8-year-old son. And I am living a life I have designed and absolutely love. Okay, so those are my indicators, right? And those, when all of those things are happening on a everyday, regular basis, that's when I will know, I will have indicated that I am in exceptional health. And so, no, I'm not 100% there yet. I'm going to be honest. But it is something that I work at every single day. And so the idea behind the D.F.I section in the Maxx tool is, this is like programming for your mind. It really, when I do this every single day, and so every single day, once you get these situated and you get them identified and you write it out, then the rest is easy, guys. It's just you write it out every single day. And there's a space in the Maxx tool. It's already made for you. It's already done. You just have to put in your content, and you literally just write it in every single day. It's part of my morning routine, and I do it in the morning for a reason. We're gonna go into the morning routine in a minute, but I do it in the morning for a reason, because when I write these out every single morning before I even get my day started, I'm programming myself. I'm programming the intentions and the focus that I'm setting to move forward in my day, right? So when I write something like I eat quality, healthy, whole foods to fuel my body, then that makes me think a little bit more about the choices that I make throughout the day. So maybe I'm really starving on my way home, and it would be really easy to go through like a Chick-fil-A drive-thru. I love Chick-fil-A. But I don't, because I know that eating some kind of fast food is not going to be good for my body. So I wait and I get home, and my husband usually has a nice salad waiting for me. So, you know, these are the kind of choices that you just kind of, it sits in your subconscious. And when you're presented with an option, a choice, an action that you could take, you start thinking a little bit more like, do I want to make that choice? Is that going to move me in this direction that I've said that I want to go? Oh, no, it's not. Okay, it makes it so much easier to say no to those donuts that somebody brought into the office. Or, you know, no, I'm not going to go out for, you know, pizza and beer tonight. So it just makes it a lot easier to stay focused, to stay intentional in your decisions that you're making. And I know this kind of sounds like a lot, but that's why I'm making these videos, because I really, and this is why it was so important for me to make the videos, because there is so much in the Maxx tool that looks really simple, but there's a lot of knowledge and mindset that has to go into that you have to kind of understand before you even get started with this tool, because it is a starting with the proper mindset is where you have to begin. And so setting up your D.F.I section is really just that. It's programming you. It's like your GPS, right? So you're programming your destination that you want to go to, and then your indicators are kind of your, oh, right turn, left turn, go straight. They're moving you in that direction. The really cool thing that I've found that's also been happening as I have been pursuing just my one goal, which is I'm in exceptional health, is I find that I'm also taking tiny steps in the direction of almost all of my other dreams. Even though those dreams are not my focus right now, I'm moving in that direction anyways. You know, the next one is I'm a published author. Well, I've already written 5 chapters of my book. I mean, that's not my focus this year, but I've already started moving in that direction. You know, I'm a highly regarded and sought after therapist. My practice is full right now. It's amazing. I own my dream home, you know, like things are getting set up for me to move in that direction. And that's kind of the beauty behind using this tool, and you just get to kind of see it all happening, and it makes you feel really excited and encouraged to keep going. So I guess that's where I'm going to stop this video, because I really just wanted to go into setting up your D.F.I section. And I'm going to come back with the next video, which is going to be setting up your morning and evening routines, because that is the next predetermined thing that you kind of have to set up before you get started, just before you dive into using the tool. And we're going to go into that next. And again, if anyone has any questions, or you know, you need ideas, you know, in my book I actually have I've laid out a whole host of ideas for dreams and health, finances, professional, travel, hobbies. I've kind of done it for you because I want people to be like, oh, I like that one, like I'm gonna go after that one, like that's something I would want to do, and just kind of make the wording really easy for you. As you could see, actually, and I didn't actually touch on this, but all of the wording, the way that I've phrased everything, is as if it's already happening in my life. And that is exactly how you should write it too. I am in exceptional health, and maybe I'm not right now, but when I write it that way every single day, it's setting my subconscious, and it's just, like I said, it's just programming that GPS, and I'm getting there. I'm moving in that direction. And so all of these things that you write down, whether it's your dreams or your indicators, should all be in present tense, as if it's happening already in your life right now. That's really important. And it should be using the most positive language possible, so that you can move in the most positive direction possible. All right, guys, I think that's all I'm gonna do for today. Nice chatting with you. Like I said, if you have any questions, concerns, or you're just kind of curious about anything, please send me a DM, comment below. Please feel free to share this video, and I can't wait for the next one. All right, bye guys.